Chesterfield Associates. And to construct the pier piles, braces, and pile caps as described above, the cost would be approximately $81,000, which would mean that we'd need volunteers and whatnot to construct.
Yeah.
Right.
You just need somebody to come in and do it.
Do it and be done with it.
Be done. That's it. Done.
So, I contacted a guy from Connecticut. I'm waiting to hear from him. I sent him all the preliminaries and we'll see what he gets back at. I'll call him tomorrow. It's been a couple of days since I've emailed him that information, so he should be getting back to me. And I contacted one other guy out of Poquott. Haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay. So I think that maybe the next meeting, since we'll be starting to work on the budget, is I'll have Noah come, who's the bond expert, and he can talk to us about what the bond, the rates, and what it would cost, and what we're gonna do from there. So I'll get in touch with him and find out if he can come to the next meeting.
When was all this discussed?
When was what discussed?
Well, you put out a bid for a certain dock.
We didn't put out a bid on the list that I
An
sent.
estimate,
Yes.
not a bid, an estimate.
Well, how did you come up with it?
The list I sent out to everybody of things to do, I wrote on there, John, contact the companies to see how much it costs to build it up.
So, you guys made a decision for the
You
board?
want me now? Well, I
We
sent
didn't
it to
make
the
a
whole board.
decision,
We
we're
just,
discussing it right now. Just like the snow. Snow was my job, you took it upon yourself to contract somebody else, who happened to be a friend of mine, who contacted me and asked who you were, and I had already said that the bid was closed, so he's not gonna pursue it. But either way,
Who contacted who? What are you talking about?
you contacted Mark from Early Bird.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I had no discussion with anybody.
No worries. You wouldn't call me out of the clear blue.
Well, he probably did, because
Yeah,
it wasn't
he
for
would.
me.
Okay, well, that's, whatever the case may be. This is an estimate, it's not a bid.
How did we decide what it was going to be? You have to give out what you're proposing to get an estimate, don't you?
The dock that we have by the engineer.
all right, and the feasibility study. Is that what you used, the feasibility
Yes,
study?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 150 feet, 56 feet long. That's not what we discussed. So somebody had to say something different than what the
I imagine
engineer
you were
had.
out there with him and he said this is what,
This is what
Okay.
he's recommending,
He,
exactly.
that's what he does, he builds docks, right?
Okay.
Yes, that's why we're getting other estimates, not
Okay.
bids.
Just so we have an idea, and then we can go back to the village
Exactly.
engineer and
We'll
say,
work
this
on
is
it
what
from
we're
there.
getting. Yep.
Exactly.
You should probably call up your friend and find out who spoke to him.
I will.
Okay. Let me know too, because if he's telling you that I did it, I want to know about
He
that.
asked me straightforward,
Good.
who's Mike Schaefer? And I'm like, oh, well, he sits on the board with us. And he says he asked me to give a bid for snow removal. And that's it, that's the end of it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah, I'd like to
that's
swear
okay.
if I want to speak to him.
Okay, no worries, I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Doug, for my benefit and probably everyone else, can you be consistent in terms of what the additional things are going to cost so that we have a bottom line?
Sure.
So if you give a quote of 135 minus the electric and water, and then we have these other things, from the standpoint of having to figure out the financing, I'm sure the residents would like that as well, is to just get, okay, well, this is what we're talking about, and then we can take a look at the financing package and see
Right.
what it's gonna cost everybody.
As a whole.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks.
Okay, anything else on the dock?
Somebody should figure out the, when you're talking to these people, I guess, just clarify how the length is being measured. We already had this question tonight, it's from the mean high water, the mean low water, because it's 150 is a pretty big difference from something else.
Roger, could I ask you?
Yes, sir.
Why is there a difference in the way we're measuring it and the way everyone else is doing it?
Because many Brookhaven docks are built on the south shore, and the tide range is quite a bit smaller there than it is here. And so a difference in length from the high tide line to the low tide line is pretty small. I don't know, but it's tens of feet where it could be maybe many tens of feet here, and so it makes a difference. It's also easier to measure from high water than low water when you're planning something.
I mean, I assume you mean a mean high water log.
It's, there's a definition in the law. It's good to make these things clear, so there's no question.
I think for the next meeting, we should make arrangements for it to be somewhere else, because if we're gonna have, we can probably have the building engineer come, have the bond guy come, have the dock law, have public hearing on the dock law. And I know a lot of people are interested in this topic, so it's probably gonna be, okay, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, unless we expand this place, there'll be a time when we can't have
Well-
anything.
Well, by 3 weeks, we have to expand.
It's just not big enough.
$125,000, or 86, whatever it was.
We were unable to get the library at all this month.
No, I went there today, but I have another idea. Okay, so the, I sent out, just a draft copy of the new signs, and, everyone liked it with the Indian. So, Gary, we just have to finalize a couple of details, and then we can have it done and send it to the board for approval for the next meeting, and then order them and put them in the spring.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't remember what resident made it the point last meeting about the speed limit going from 30 miles to 25 miles. I don't know how we haven't finalized that public hearing yet, or haven't closed it. Do we feel it's really that big of a difference, and then the cost to change over the signs, or do we keep it at 30 and leave the signs that are here?
I'll be honest with you, after that comment, I made note of the speeds I was doing. As soon as I make a turn onto Washington, I'm doing 30 miles an hour. I was going down Van Brunt, I was doing, I hit more than 30 miles an hour until I looked and saw that it's very easy to do 30 in some spots. I personally think that we should keep it the way it is, and then have specific, if we're gonna go buy a few more signs, is to just put them in the areas where we have the turns, the steep hills, things where you need to do
I don't
less.
think you can sit down there and have two conflicting
Yeah, we have it
speed
now.
limits.
Yeah, we
Can
We
you?
have it now.
Yeah.
As soon as you go into Poquott, it says speed limit 30, and then,
When you turn the bend, it's
just as you get to the first bend on Washington, it says 25. So you can do that.
Okay.
But I just think, for the expense and for, we didn't have a whole lot of backing on that. And there are areas where it's hard to do 25. If you're doing the straightaway on Van Brunt Manor, you're not doing 25. And same thing with the top of Washington, you're doing 30, and it's not really dangerous. It's a 30 mile an hour is regular speed for that type of a road. It's when you get into the areas where it is dangerous that we want to make sure that people are watching the speed.
If we do
I
that, then
personally-
we
you
put
asked
that
me
in the
that-
law, right?
My personal opinion is it doesn't justify the expense.
That's how I feel.
But
What about the rumble strips, like we did in Port Jeff? That does bring your attention to the fact how fast you go. Is something like that? Have you spoken to the mayor over there,
No.
how that's going? That couldn't be too expensive. And it probably would be most effective of things. As soon as you go down on you, do I have a flat, how fast am I going?
We generally curse.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments on that? All right, the last thing we have is, a few months ago, I think it was either September, or October, we had talked about changing the terms for the Board of Trustees from 2 years to 4 years. I don't know how everybody still feels about that, if we want to continue to move forward with that. But it would be, if we do improve it, it would be for this election in June. Now, I know Amityville has done it, I know Babylon has done it.
what's the justification for it?
Well, I can, you start doing, if you never did the job before, you start doing the job, you get used to it, and then you either have to run again, or if you have 4 years, you can get things done, I feel. Like, I think you get things done in 2 years, but not as much as you can going for 4 years.
So that would be for all of the terms?
It would be for all of them, yeah, that's what they have now. I mean, it's something to think about, we could put together something and decide what, you know, see how other people feel. You lock them in for 4 years.
When this first came up, I remember my reaction was that, our problem is trying to get people to volunteer the time to run. Nobody gets paid, it's all volunteer, there's a lot of grief. It seems to me that if you say, and you're gonna make a 4-year commitment, people are gonna go, oh, forget it. And I don't think any benefit, there's probably some benefits, like you say, but, I mean, it does take a while to understand what's going on. But I don't know whether or not that's gonna help us if we have people running uncontested, or we have people just literally not wanting to serve. So my feeling would be, I would not run for a 4-year period, I would not wanna make that kind of commitment.
Okay.
Well, you could always sit down there and terminate
Yeah, but you don't want that,
beforehand.
you don't want
Well,
that.
yeah, you know, that's not the whole point.
That leaves everything, then you want people to go through the election process, you want it to be, you know, whoever wins, wins, and so on. And I just think 4 years, if we had a larger village, so therefore a larger pool, if it was a paid position and people are saying, well, you know, I'm semi-retired, I'd like to, whatever. But it's really, you're just getting people who say, look, I want to volunteer my time. But you also are saying, and it's gonna be for 4 years, you're giving us literally a 4-year sentence. There's no probation, you got it, sorry. Anyway, I say,
Your feelings?
don't change.
Yeah, I'm tossed, I really am. You know, I mean, there's a part of me that would like to do what's best for the community, but I think this is so much broken stuff, it's very difficult to make that call. You know, it's a tough one.
How do you feel, Mike?
It's not really broken. Everyone probably agrees with the 4-year term on that aspect of you have time to get going and everything, but 4 years term for a volunteer that with no pay, yeah, I think that's gonna limit even more people from running.
Okay. So I'm gonna take it off the list then, with projects. Okay, does anyone have anything else before we close the working meeting? Okay. Motion to close working meeting? We'll start at 5 minutes for public hearings.